to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony, a.k.a. CEO, a.k.a. the check writer, the check casher, the check spreader. I spreads the checks, I spreads the cheeks. It's my job in the streets and in the sheets. Little rhyme for y'all boys, dropping dimes for y'all boys. See that? I'm rhyming today, boys. Little bit of Henny in the system gets you going. Might be the best. I don't know. Let me just continue going here. I got some special motherfucking people in the building today. As always, not just today, every Saturday. Got my three amigos, my friends, my comrades. I got my dog, Pucho, in the motherfucking building.
Can you intro us any faster? The dramatic pauses are destroying me. Oh my God.
I'm back with the dramatic pauses.
They never left.
They never really left.
I stopped for like episodes, like 30 episodes. I think I stopped already.
Just
No,
30
30
episodes. One of the clips, I even said in the clip, you're going to have to cut this down. It's a lot of dramatic pauses.
A lot of dramatic pauses.
Damn. All right, my bad. Also in the building, I got my dog Mateo, a.k.a. El Spooky. Taking a shot. He's
That's what I'm talking about. Yo,
take a
shot.
swig.
Ooh.
What's going on, bud? You like my hat? It's the podcast, one of the other podcasts I listen to is called Spooky Tales. And yeah, I like their spooky hat. It's nice and simple.
So you're just
I love.
So you're just out here giving out free
Advertise-
promotion on the pod? Mm-hmm. About to look at
You
this
know, what
What an
contract.
ugly fucking face you made.
That's my
It
Robert
looked like
De
you were
Niro.
trying to make the Robert De Niro not good.
Yeah, you got it, bitch. Yeah.
Although I've got a complaint about a Spooky Tales.
Why?
One of them is the one that talked me into watching Grave with the Fireflies earlier this week. And that movie destroyed me. That movie is a lot. It's still in my head right now.
Damn.
It's sad as hell.
Yeah, that's not a movie I do not think I want to watch that movie.
No.
They told me not. They warned me about it. Like, she gave me a whole, like, one of the hosts, she gave me this whole breakdown. She's like, here's what you need to do. She's like, go get a walk-in afterwards. Get yourself some ice cream. Like, she gave me a whole breakdown of, like, post-care for this movie.
Damn.
But it's a good movie. It's just sad as hell, man.
Last but not least, I got my dog Doughboy in the building. DJ
What's up, what's
Doe.
Doughy
Extra
fresh.
DJ Doe.
Doughy
Doey
fresh.
Fresh.
Thank you.
All the dramatic pauses. I just gave you all of that shit, all that energy.
I don't
Pucho
like it.
hated every second of it. Ladies and
I don't
gentlemen,
either.
we are the One Up Podcast. We're here every week to give you guys that hot fire, that fresh, the energy, negative, positive. It don't fucking matter. We're here for it. But anyways,
If you haven't clicked that sub button, click it. Give us that glorious sub. We know most of you don't make it to the end, so you can come visit us on Discord. We have a new Discord open. Shout out to us. We're all on there vibing. What I would call Vibatrons 3000.
Did you pat yourself on the back for having a Discord?
Yeah,
We got a new Discord. Shout out to us.
yeah.
so weird.
Tony, I've got
Listen.
a community question for you.
Hit me with
One
it.
of our fans would like to know, how did Tony get so big when he has the taste buds of a little kid? No spices, no coffee. His favorite food is rice. What the fuck?
Is there a name behind this comment?
There is.
Are we
But
gonna
first, you're gonna have
give
to
it
tell
the
me how many
people?
licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
I don't know, but maybe we can find out one day together.
I have another one from the clip about the tostones. My cousin, who is Puerto Rican, chimed in. Hey, yo, Tony Wilden for this one. Is he really Puerto Rican? I mean, we wouldn't dare say something like this about tostones.
That Puerto Ricans make the best tostones?
Yes.
Or that they invented them. That was your other claim.
He
That
did
was-
say they invented them.
I did say that. I'll double
You
down.
don't even know what you said.
We do that. We definitely do. We make it, and we started it.
Pucha was right. They definitely come from Africa. There's a very similar dish in like West Africa.
They probably came from Africa, but a Puerto Rican was over there and probably made that shit.
They eat sweets. The Puerto Ricans swam over all the way over to Africa.
Some would say that the original people came from Puerto Rico. The island of Puerto Rico went to Africa. Some would say
That's the cradle of life is Puerto Rico.
Nah, I'm bugging out right there. That's a stretch. I can't stretch it out that far. That's
a stretch. No, it's a complete fabrication. It's not a stretch. It's a pure lie.
Crystal commented, I don't know what a tostone was until this very moment.
Damn. I'm glad a Puerto Rican brought it to you. I'm glad.
I was about to say, who the fuck is... And then I'm like, all right, I'll click.
So John, Mr. J. Horn, he says you're biased as shit.
Damn.
Shout out to that bitch. Fuck him too at the same time. That man's a hater. But no, honestly though, no one's denied it. Only your cousin. But he's bugging. Like, tell me, out of everybody out there, right, all the nationalities, who makes it? Can you guys agree that or disagree that the Puerto Ricans can't make it the best?
I fully disagree.
Oh, he tossed that extra word in there, and I don't know what the question is anymore. The Puerto Ricans can't make it the best.
He's saying Puerto Ricans make it the best. Do you agree with me? That's what he's saying.
I just worded it differently so you can agree.
Real quick, I'm just going to run through these shotgun. Shout out to Selly's Cakes. You know it is on fire. Puerto Rican food, I mean. But Dominican Republic has some good food, too.
I never denied that.
Simpin for me said, he's canceled until further notice. Everyone knows Dominicans win every time.
Let me ask you a question. Is he or she Dominican? Sipping for whatever?
She is, yes.
She is Dominican? Yeah. I would love for you, Sipping, to send me a plate of your best Dominican food. And I will give you 100% my honest answer.
You haven't had a better plate. You haven't had a better plate of food than the food you eat in my mother's house. So why are you playing yourself?
No, your mother makes fantastic food.
No, she makes the best food you've ever had.
She makes fantastic food.
You're playing yourself.
I'm gonna run through two more.
Food.
Bro, don't you know she? He said, I sort of beg to differ. And shout out to my aunt, Baron Trek. She said, because you said 200% that was what happened. She said he left them speechless 200%.
All right. I fucks with it.
If you want to get your questions or comments brought up on the pod, feel free. Drop some comments on the YouTube, the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever the fuck.
In the Discord, you can just talk shit to us directly. Like our biggest fan right now is our homeboy Steven from over in the Great Game Debate.
You also got a redemption.
We got two big fans there.
I mean, Broshi is one of the original ones. He's OG.
Yes.
He's been with us since like episode 1.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Also, shout out to the Horror Connoisseur. She's constantly on Twitter messaging all of us. Shout outs to her too. She's also a fan.
Also after I
in
just
the
shouted
Discord.
As someone who is allergic to capsaicin, Tony is still 100% wrong on the spicy.
Look at that.
This is from a man that would literally can eat something so spicy he'll die, and he still says you're wrong.
Damn. All right, Tato. I'll take the L for right now.
So how you been this week, Tom?
I've been good, man. You know, I went to actually I got an interesting story. So, on lunch, one of my days, I went to lunch, and I have an hour break, and I decided to go to the casino. I put a time
For lunch?
Yeah.
There's casinos in Florida?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I had no idea.
One of the casinos is like 10 minutes away. So I put a timer in for 30 minutes. So, I have time to get there and come back within my lunch. So I go there, take out $200 cash, play blackjack. Fucking hitting. I'm fucking hitting, boys. Then I start losing.
You should stand sometimes. You don't have to
Sometimes.
hit all the time.
Then I got down to $60. I put 60 in, all in. Said, fuck it. I got like 10 minutes to go. I'll just put it in. If I lose, I'll go back to work. No problem. Hit. I said, damn. I go all in again. Blackjack. Hit. I split it now. Now I'm playing 2 cards. All in. Hit. Won again. I go all in again. I go in about 3 more times. I lose on one hand and hit big on the other 2. And then I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go. She cashes my chips out. You know what I left with when I left that place? $1,000.
Ah.
So I came up $800. I went back to work, happy as fuck. Happy. I didn't even eat lunch, but it was fine because I got, you know what I mean? I got them bucks, got the money, got the cash.
Got enough money to go to Twin Peaks and get the best Cuban sandwich you've ever had.
Damn,
Yep.
he could get at least 3 of those.
At least.
Tony,
They
you
have
should
a they have a thing called they have a thing called the shot ski, and they're like shot ski shot, and it's a ski, and they has shots on it. Shot ski.
Really?
you have to do that with a bunch of homeboys, right?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I've done a shot ski before. Have you done the shot luge where it comes down the ice? It's like this nice, like ice cold shot. That shit is so good, but it's gross because you think about it. It's like everyone's putting their mouth on this same section of the ice.
Oh, the statue shit.
I thought a shot glass came down like a slide.
No, this is them pouring the shot down directly into your mouth.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's the concept is cool, but it's real fucking gross.
Now with
I mean,
COVID shit.
in the olden times, that could have passed. But now we're in the post-COVID days. It's like, who
we
the
can't
fuck
do
would
that.
do that?
Yeah, the guys from Parks and Rec, they had the assignment to figure out how to get people to stop fucking putting the whole thing in their mouth. The faucet.
The water fountain. They had, there's the fountain. There's the little spigot where the water comes out, and then there's like the water fountain guard. In Pawnee, they put their mouth over the whole entire thing.
I've seen a dude do that in real life.
Yes.
That shit is disturbing.
Granted, it was back in elementary school, but I've seen that in real life.
I've seen people do that all the way up to middle school, high school.
Oh,
Ew. This is weird.
Tony, what you should have done though, since you weren't going to get lunch, is you should have ordered 1 martini and asked him to just load it up with olives. Then you could have just had a bunch of olives.
People still drink that shit?
Martinis?
With olives in it?
Fire.
Martinis are classic, dude.
Wow.
One of the
It's
most
almost-
classic
it's almost-
cocktails.
Oh.
It's like almost pure. Well, it depends, right? If you do vodka or gin, but it's like almost pure alcohol, a little bit of vermouth and olive, and you could, pour a little olive juice in there if you want it to be a little dirtier. But
Yeah, take mine dry and dirty.
Dry? That's just disgusting. Who wants a dry drink?
I don't like vermouth very much. So just the tiniest splash of vermouth is all I need
I
in my
don't
martini.
think you understand what dry means.
yeah,
They
I don't think
evaporate
you
it.
understand what
it's just
dirty
like vapor.
means.
Like you just
Oh,
inhale the
I was-
alcohol. What the fuck do you
I was
think?
being
of
a dick. I know what
That's
it
a
means. by
thing.
drunk.
Dude.
That is a thing. You can vaporize alcohol and drink it that way. I've seen bougie cocktail bars where they do shit like that.
So
I've never tried it.
stupid.
I
a
wouldn't.
waste.
That seems too close to doing drugs.
I'm gonna
It's like, what, I'm gonna freebase a shot of whiskey? That shit doesn't sound good. Like,
on the one up. I am gonna open my own bar where you can boof alcohol up your ass for a low price.
You're
Get it? A
I
low
don't feel
price.
like you're gonna. I don't feel like you're not gonna make a lot of money. Boofing involves putting a tampon up your butt, doesn't it?
I don't know. But however it gets done, we're gonna get it done for
They
you.
soak it in the alcohol, and then they shove it right in your ass. How was your
People
week,
die.
Pooch?
Not
What
too,
a transition.
Yeah, I had a transition.
not too eventful. I still got COVID. I'm still sick. Still feel like shit. What was that face?
You still got COVID. You still feel like shit. It's terrible.
Oh, it looked like I said something taboo.
No.
Anyways, yeah, So that's about it. I don't got much. I played a little bit of Gas Station Simulator, mother of God, Power Washing Simulator with Doe and Mateo right before we started recording. Medium fun. I'd say the game is mid. Nice co-op. Yeah. And I just been watching Snowfall, and I guess I'm all caught up on Better Call Saul. Everybody should watch. This show's amazing.
Are you caught up? Man, I've been holding off. I want to just binge this last season. So I don't want to wait week for other episodes. I guess there's only like 2 left or something,
I think
right?
there's 2 episodes left. So
Shout out to the One Take podcast. They have a page where they do live streams right after the Saul. They call it the Saul cast. So right after the episode ends, they talk about it. I went in there, made a small donation. They shouted out our podcast. They gave us a little shout out over there. So shout out to them.
Sweet.
Nice. So what about you, Mateo? How was your week, man?
Dude, I haven't done shit. This has been just like a hellish work week. But I have played a lot of Power Wash Simulator besides just what we played before this recording, and it is so oddly satisfying. It's in my head. I don't know why it's so satisfying just cleaning these dirty ass things and like getting them sparkly and shiny. But it's been living in my head. That and Grave of the Firefly, man. That's been my entire week.
Damn. Okay.
It's a good feeling. I like the accomplishment you get from that feeling. The game, like the sense of accomplishment.
The little time lapse at the end. So good.
Beautiful.
Really? Is it that fucking amazing?
I wouldn't call it a fun game. It's just a very satisfying game.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the time lapse is dope as fuck. It's basically once you're done cleaning everything, they have like a little video there showing like just playing back everything you did at like times 20 speed. So it almost looks like little screenshots, but it's just satisfying to see that you did a thing.
Oh. What about
Everything's
you?
filthy too. Everything is filthy in that game. I don't know if shit gets that dirty.
Dirty, mother. It's like in this universe, everybody's just taking a shit on everything. Like it's just shit everywhere.
I mean,
Rusty shit.
have you seen New York City? There's like shit all over the ground over there. That shit needs a power wash. Most all the street corners need a power wash.
We could become a superhero just by buying a power washer and just going around and power washing New York.
The ones that are really cool are the heated power washers, where they take kerosene and like gasoline. I'm not sure, like they take like a mixture, and it's like a oven. Like you're carrying around a small oven, bro. You'll blast anything off the sidewalk. Regular sidewalks, you're not gonna be able to get off some of the stuff on the sidewalk because the ammonia from the dog piss. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna stay even if you hit it with a power wash. So that heated power wash is crazy.
What about your week, though? How has your week been, man?
My week was good. 25 miles last week on the bike. I did 94. I'm trying to reach 100 miles a week. That's like my goal.
Damn.
I'm like settle at 74. That's what I do 5 days a week. And then I'm trying to do 25 to 30 one day on the weekend, 1 day of rest, and then back on it. So it's been nice. I also have become a guns up bitch. There's this game that came out in 2016. It's called Guns Up on the PS4, and I've just been playing that shit nonstop. I've thrown about $100 into it. It's like a mobile style game. Something about these mobile games kind of click in my head, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna spend the money. Have you
ever thought about doing that? What do they call it? The Apple Arcade or whatever the fuck thing that they have? Where you can pay that like $5 a month and play like all the paid like mobile games.
There's a game called Clap Hands Golf that I'm very interested in. It's the Everybody's Golf people that they made a mobile game. Also, I heard that Rocket League has a pretty decent mobile game now as well. Yeah, so there's few, but like, let's be for real. These mobile shits is kind of trash. I got Guns Up Mobile, which is a different game. So now I'm playing Guns Up on my PS4 and Guns Up Mobile on my phone for more Guns Up action.
What is the game style? What is this game about?
It is a strategy game where you make a base and then people come and attack it. And
Oh,
you
so it's
gotta
a tower
have-
defense.
Yeah, it's like a tower defense, but it's like
Okay.
anybody from PlayStation, PC, mobile, everybody can like attack each other and stuff like that. So
That shit
it's like
just-
Oh, it's like those old Facebook games they had. The ones where you build the
Yes.
fucking base and then like other Facebook people would attack you.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's just
It's
sounds
awesome.
whack.
It's a lot of fun. And you could watch your replay, see where your weaknesses is on your defenses, try to make a better defense, and it's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
It just sounds terrible. You spend an extra $100 on mobile?
No,
You just said.
I haven't spent anything on mobile yet.
I love that Tony tried like 7 times to say that sounds terrible. He just kept attempting it.
Yeah,
Well-
so that's pretty much my week.
All right. So no one here hit the big 1,000 in the casino, huh? No one did anything interesting.
I didn't win,
Somebody
didn't win
hit
the
the
$1 billion either.
Somebody win the $1 billion.
A motherfucker from Illinois, dog.
Illinois, yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
they would be so mad if they heard you referring to Illinois as Illinois.
Oh, I said Illinois. It annoys the shit out of me that somebody went over there. That shit's terrible, bro. They motherfuckers hit. Bro, let me hit that shit. You think DJ Khaled's bad with these fucking God did?
Khaled.
I'm gonna be fucking on that level, bro. I'm like Khaled, but just a broke nigga version of Khaled.
I don't know what I would do with $400 million, dude. That is a stupid amount of money.
You know what
I know what I'd do. I
Todd
kind of
knows.
know what I'd do. Yeah.
I'm breaking people off and family and friends. I'm breaking
Facts.
them off. And nigga, I'm hitting the world. I'm traveling, bro. I'm traveling. I'm doing that thing I told you guys. I'm just not gonna
It's the
bring anything.
last thing. It's the last thing I'd want to do is travel.
You're asleep, nigga. Why wouldn't you want to travel?
I don't find travel appealing
You're
at all.
loser.
I
You
just
don't want
in-
to see
in
other
my
countries?
Yeah, for like 2 or 3 days, and then I want to go back home.
Okay, go to another
Yeah,
place.
I'd
Let's
go.
do that.
Yeah, no, I'm just not a big. Let's go for 14 weeks.
I didn't
14
even put a
days
time.
Or
I didn't
2
even put a
weeks or 3
time.
weeks. But I could understand that frame of thinking. If you're gonna go to Japan, if you're gonna go to these places, you're gonna want to spend some time there and soak up the culture. But I'm gonna need a blunt after a while.
You
I'm
can
gonna
go
need a
anywhere.
joint.
You can
I'm
go
gonna need
anywhere.
it. You can't get no goddamn blunts and joints in Japan.
How do you know that? Have you been there?
No, bro, I'm not gonna deal with the Yakuza. They're gonna cut my penis off. Straight for the penis.
Is that what they do?
I don't know. But they be doing shit over there, right? And
I just-
then I'm gonna get caught with weed. They're gonna find my boofed weed up my ass.
Joey-
And they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's gonna go to jail forever. And I'm gonna be
No,
Brittany
no.
Griner.
No.
They're
Here's
gonna
what
need
you're
to trade an arms dealer for me.
Here's what you're forgetting. You're going to be part of the 1% at this point. Laws don't apply to you anymore.
Yeah. You might as well join the Yakuza.
You could buy the Yakuza.
I could have people rolling with me, the Yakuza.
I don't think you would want the Yakuza rolling with you.
Honestly, you're dishonorable. They probably don't want you there. It's a very tight-knit group. They don't let outsiders in.
This would be just Doey going around the world and getting banned from countries for life.
That would be
I'm
awesome.
thinking Ezra Miller. I'm on my Ezra Miller shit.
He gets
Starting cults with underage children.
Yo, Ezra Miller.
hey,
Ezra
yo.
Miller. Yo, every time
He's
Ezra
got-
Miller. Let
Go
me
for it.
finish. Every time Ezra Miller wakes up, he goes to the globe, he spins it, and then stops it with his finger, and he says, I'm going to fight somebody in this country today. I'm going to terrorize this part of the world.
That's
he flies
beast.
there, and then, shit
Honestly,
ensues.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If I hit that shit, I'm breaking people off, and I'm gonna travel for a little bit. I'm gonna go to Egypt. I'm gonna go to Rome. I'm gonna go to Amsterdam. I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm gonna go to all these places. I'm gonna enjoy life for a couple days. Come back home to the States. I'll buy a nice ass fucking crib, not a mansion, just a nice fucking crib, right? I'm gonna have me a chef, a fit coach to get your boy in shape, because I'm retired now, so I got to keep the body up, keep the mental up, and then I'm just gonna drive around the city in nice whips, just be chilling, Luca's gonna have the best educational fucking care. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Sounds boring thus far. Where are the
That's boring.
prostitutes?
Prostitutes.
Where's the cocaine?
I got a child, man.
Yeah,
What's
what is this?
cocaine?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
He's a father.
I'm a father, bro. I have to set guidelines and rules. What are like bringing prostitutes and cocaine around my child? What's wrong?
You know,
with
the worst time to develop a cocaine habit would be when you have $400 million.
Yeah,
in the
that's
bank.
terrible. You don't want to be a cokehead at that point. Imagine that. Those out here fucking coked up with 17 prostitutes. Niggas are fucking Hugh Hefner. That's what he want to be. He want to be Hugh Hefner.
If I won $400 million, I would hire an adult immediately that has better money sense than I do, and they would give me an allowance because I don't think I would trust myself with $400 million just at my disposal, at my fingertips.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I already told niggas what I'll do. I'm taking $1 million and I'm going to a strip club and I'm dropping it. I'm making it rain. I'm flooding the gates.
You're gonna drop $1 million at a strip club? That's
Nothing but
Interesting.
ones. And
That
all ones.
sounds stupid.
Yeah, word.
That sounds
You want to go buy coke and
ridiculous.
prostitutes? That's not stupid. I'm not spending on no coke.
What are you gonna do at the strip club? Get teased? The thought of sex is gonna just drive you enough? Like,
Oh,
no,
with
I
that
want
much
to get
money,
teased
you are
and
not
I
gonna
want to
get
get
teased.
served.
They're gonna serve you with that amount of money you're
I don't want
throwing.
that strip. I don't want that strip club pussy.
Okay, then that's different. Say that. I'm just telling you, I'm dropping $1 million in the strip club. And I'm not going into a super high luxury strip club. I'm going to a regular strip club that's good, a decent one, that they're not going to expect it. That Brinks truck's going to pull up. I'm going to be there like, just throwing that shit. I'm going to flood that whole shit. I'm going to have all my peoples in there. We flooding that shit.
Sounds like the dumbest thing you could do with money.
That's cool. It's my money.
No, I get it.
I mean, most ideas that rich people have for money are dumb things to do with
Facts.
money, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, picture. I'm looking at what $1 million looks like in ones.
It's crazy.
It's a pallet that goes up to like Tony's belly button. A whole pallet. How are you gonna walk into the strip club with that?
Can
So
you
the
imagine?
prop-
He's
Can you
gonna pay
imagine
a
the-
whole crew of people to just have briefcases, and he's gonna start opening them and just start throwing.
duffel bags of that
No,
shit.
you have to start throwing 20s and 50s.
Oh,
That's
no.
how you get there
Sleep.
quicker. Hundreds. You have to start throwing hundreds of dollars.
Throwing
Yes.
nothing but ones.
The
Your
headline,
arm will fall off before you get through your million.
I'm gonna
the
have
headline the
multiple
next
people.
day is going to be multiple strippers dead in tragic strip club money accident because Tony's going to destroy them with this $1 million in ones he's dropping on the stage.
Lines for employment around the corner the next day.
Honestly, I might buy a strip club and put like a taco stand right outside the strip club. Make bank. Might be a strip club. I'm gonna call that shit El Caballo.
You have the worst.
Wait, you're going to buy a strip club just to buy a taco truck?
I'm gonna have my
Yeah.
dad have the taco truck.
That was
My
the
dad makes
strategy.
fire tacos. I'm gonna have a strip club and a taco truck right outside in the like area. And after the fucking the strip, niggas gonna have tacos, chilling.
Sounds like a Michael Scott business idea.
Paper
It's
company.
like you
boys.
want to make a good taco truck, a successful taco truck. All right, buy a strip club, then park the taco truck out. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But in other news, my boys, going into the video game realm right now, GTA 6 has been announced. And not just any regular announcement. They announced that they will have a female main character for the first time in the series. She'll be one of the protagonists, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the first in GTA history. They always been
Well-
like either. What?
Kind of. I think that in one of the old school top-down ones, you could choose the gender of your character, but it didn't matter, right? Because you were a little like a circle with like two little like arm
Yeah,
pixels coming out or whatever the fuck.
didn't mean shit.
I mean, I think it's exciting. It's cool, right? I
Is
don't have any like negative feelings about it. I
I'm
think
never
it's
playing GTA again.
Do you think this is a move towards like a progressive way in the gaming industry that these guys are taking, Rockstar's taking? Like they're just trying to be a more progressive company.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird that like just acknowledging that women exist is like enough to people are like, oh, Rockstar is woke now. They're a progressive company. It's like, This is a pretty fucking low bar, y'all.
I feel the same exact way. I'm like, wow, really? A woman and that's all it takes? Wokeism. I'm like, yo, a woman? Like, that's it? It's all it takes for you to fucking jump out your seats?
Would it be a violation if they chose the female character, right, as the protagonist, but she's like, she used to be a stripper and now she owns a strip club and now she's a drug dealer? Would it be weird that they start her character off as a low-class stripper?
I don't know if it's going to be that.
I'm just asking. That's a question. I didn't say it was.
I don't think it'd be weird. I mean, all the characters in the Grand Theft Auto games have some combination of like a
Drug
tragic
dealer,
backstory or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be Latino, right? Is what they've announced.
Yes.
So like,
which
I hope that it's not like just like straight up like stereotypes of like
Cartel.
Latina women and whatnot. But like, there's gonna be some aspect of that for sure, right? Like, there's gonna be some level of caricature. There's gonna be some level of she's gonna come from some kind of background, or I mean, obviously she's gonna get involved in crime, right? Like, it's fucking GTA. You're not gonna be the protagonist, the character be an all around good person, right?
Yeah. First
Yeah.
of all, I hope they go all the way with it. I want to be able to get my nails done. I want to be able to go get a Birkin bag. I want to be able to go put a Glock in my Birkin bag. And I want to be able to pop. I want to do women shit. I hope. Yeah, absolutely. I find it fun to role play. I think that shit is cool. I've done it in video games my
Like, you
entire
want to
life.
get pulled over by a cop and then just shove your little gun in your tits or your pussy?
No, I'm gonna boost the air, put my tits together. I'm getting a tit job. I'm throwing the D's. I'm throwing the D's on there.
So
All right?
what you're saying is what makes it fun to be a girl is to use her sexual benefits to
Everything
sway
I would
a
want to
cop.
do if I was a woman. Yes, absolutely. I'd try it all.
I mean,
Yeah, I tried.
Joey is our little deviant. You think he would be less deviant if he was the opposite gender?
He'll be
I'd
more.
be a
He'll,
bad
take-
more.
bitch.
It'd be more.
Yeah,
he'll be the real definition of a slut.
I want to be a slut.
Some would say we're already the one-up sluts.
Yeah, some would say we're already there.
I do think though what Rockstar needs to do, right? Because they fucked up on GTA 5. They fucked up big in the beginning. The whole
I know they fucked
online.
up so hard. They printed infinite amount of money.
Yeah, they made
Well,
the
no,
money.
not me. No, they definitely made money. I'm saying they fucked up in the sense like they took so long to add all these great things to the online multiplayer. Like, you know, people are still playing now because they added on little by little, but it was like in the beginning, they were promising that shit off rip, all this fucking cool shit, and it took them like years before they dropped it.
I mean, that's fair because that fucking casino took like 4 years to finally come out, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, props to them for keeping the game alive. Granted, they're keeping the game alive because it's making them a shitload of money. Like, I think they made more money off GTA Online than they ever made off of fucking like GTA 5 sales, right? That's why the game is like $5 now or some shit.
I mean, GTA 5 has made a total of $6 billion.
That's fucking nuts.
That's insane.
Sick.
But-
And think about it. They created Red Dead 2. It didn't even put that much numbers on the board. But like, look at the work that they did with Red Dead 2. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, because of
They went-
GTA.
That's
GTA
like
5?
that's like winning the lottery 15 times.
Yep. GTA 5 is a PS3 game. And that came out in PS3. It came out again on PS4. They dropped Red Dead Redemption 2. It came out, then GTA 5 came out again on PS5. And they just killed Red Dead Redemption 2. And GTA Online, who knows
Still
when
going.
that shit will ever
It's
end.
about to get its next major expansion.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Honestly, the shit they're adding in now makes me want to go back to the game because it's this quality of life stuff that I wanted. You can sell your drugs now from your businesses in a fucking closed session.
Wait, GTA
Which is-
5?
In GTA Online, they're adding that shit in, or it is
That's
added
awesome.
in. I forget which it is, but yeah. So now you can sell the shit from your business in a closed session, which sounds phenomenal because I always got fucked over trying to sell my shit from my arms dealership and my weed farm and whatnot.
Dead ass?
That's
Yep.
awesome.
I'm tempted to
didn't
reinstall
know
the
that.
fucking game again,
we
dude.
may have to get it in.
We
Does it
might.
have crossplay?
I forget if it does.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
'cause you're
every
on
time I
PC.
play it, I hate it. I've just never enjoyed a single second of GTA Online. I get in, and I'm just getting killed by motherfuckers left and right.
Yes,
Like,
that you have a lot of griefers.
People just running us over, shooting us with bazookas. It's like,
so we could do closed sessions now, and we could still
Yes.
run our businesses, and then we could go and play some fucking blackjack at the fucking casino.
I'm down for
And
that.
you could also, they put this ability in called passive mode, and nobody can hurt you in the server.
That's weak. Fuck that passive mode shit. If you're in there online multiplayer, you're in there at niggas'
And
discretion.
somebody comes in a floating jet bike and just blows you up every time.
Word.
What?
I'm gonna
What are
be
you gonna
so
do?
fucking petty, and I'm gonna follow that bitch, and I'm gonna fuck his life
the
up. Dude,
only
those-
way
Those
you
bikes
have
are
to
never killed
pay.
those bikes are game breaking. They are, and not to mention, like, you have to pay for your ammo in GTA Online, right? So like, you're using your rocket launcher, you're wasting all your ammo on this dude. It's bullshit.
you just use the codes, the cheat codes.
you got a crazy expensive car, and then they just fucking destroy it, and then you wished you paid for the insurance to get it repaired.
Always got to get that
Oh,
insurance.
if you don't got insurance, then you're a dick. You deserve that shit to get blown the fuck up. Who doesn't have insurance in a vehicle? That's just some dick shit.
No,
People that want that Lambo, but they can't afford the insurance on top.
That
No,
you
I
shouldn't
spent
be-
a lot of time on Reddit in like gaming subreddits this week, which I usually try to stay away from Reddit. I know that's more Buchel's territory. And there's a lot of toxic shit about this character being a brown woman, basically.
Yep.
And I don't understand it. I can't. I've read some of the threads where people were actually like trying to like engaging with these people and trying to dig into like, why is this such a concern for you? Why is this the thing? And I didn't see any good reasoning. Did you see anything in any of your?
I saw Lord
Reddit stuff?
Balvin. Lord Balvin tweeted a GIF of a guy at a cinema just sitting like that, mad, and he says GTA when it adds a Latina woman and stops using slurs, and he said that as a joke. And people were in there actually arguing the case. They said, all right, fine, a woman, okay, but they can't take out the slurs.
What do you
I
mean
was like,
What do you mean they took out the slurs?
they're not going to be using like slurs and stuff like that in this next game.
What the fuck? Why?
Because
Yo, this is the
Tony,
problem with America right now. Why the fuck are we not adding slurs to a fucking game that's rated mature? Why?
I don't think they're gonna take all the slurs out, but like things have to have a purpose, right? Like there has to be a narrative purpose for this. And a lot of this shit, like, I mean, they edited their own game, right? Because they had
Yes.
some transphobic shit in GTA 5.
Yep.
And they took it out because they were like, this is not the joke. If the joke is just LOL, there's a trans person, they're like, that's not actually a fucking joke. That's just being a dickhead. So they took some of that shit out of the game.
Oh, those
Which
what
is-
you mean by slurs, like the hateful comments is what you're saying.
Yep,
Yes,
that's what
that's
it's
Oh,
what
for.
it's
I thought we were
slurring.
saying like fuck, bitch ass. This
No,
I thought that's
no.
what we were talking about. Oh,
No,
all right,
no,
yeah,
curse
okay,
words?
that's fine.
No, that's why I'm like, man, this guy's really. Oh my god, we're not gonna have hateful comments in the game. I'm
No,
like,
no, that's fine. No,
wow.
I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't even say hateful comments. He said slurs. Like I was thinking, like,
Yeah, I'm
bitch,
translating.
pussy, hoe, fuck this. That's what I was thinking. But
That
Sam,
I mean, granted, I would play like a fucking like heavily edited GTA version because I think that'd be funny. It'd be like watching Die Hard on like TBS or something back
Oh
in the
my
day.
God.
oh, that shit was terrible.
Friday, Rush Hour, all these, the shits were so terrible.
We should get a compilation of just the worst. Because sometimes they just bleep the audio out, but the best is when they had someone
they change
write
it a
in,
little
bit.
and then
Yes.
they just like motherfudgers or something, like different words.
Yippee
And
cut-
sometimes they get so fucking creative, it's ridiculous.
Yippee-ki-yay, moozer foozer.
That's
shit like that.
terrible.
Like moose or
I think-
foozer.
I think Rush Hour, they said motherfucker.
That's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, I would play a GTA version that was just that kind of bullshit.
So
I'm-
I did read an article that Rockstar had in the last 2 years since they had that big blowout where found out that there was like a real frat boy culture, and it seems like all of the fucking gaming companies are
It's-
going through this right now.
Yeah.
A restructuring, and a lot of the people who have worked there in the last 14 months or the last 2 years or either have left has said that the change has been quite dramatic. That it actually feels like they're working in a company now rather than whatever the fuck they were doing before, which seems nice.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
fire. I mean, change is always good. You know what I mean? That's always a good thing.
I mean,
the only thing that I read to answer your question a little while ago, Mateo, that seemed even remotely defensible was just saying like, oh, how comical is it gonna look? Like this, average sized woman running around and knocking men out left and right. And I'm like, I mean, it'll look like a fucking video game. Like, I don't really care about that much. But that was like the only thing that I was like, I mean, I guess for people that are really into it for the realism, then sure, maybe that does take something away. But like that was about it. Somebody on Twitter was trying to argue with me talking about women don't even commit that many crimes. So they were like, so they were showing the statistics about how men commit 90% of the crimes and stuff like that. I'm like, cool. So why couldn't my character just be the woman that's in that 10%? This one. And he's like, yeah, but she'll be like a low level, crime person. You know what I mean? She's not gonna be a boss because like women can't mastermind crime. I'm like, all right, this conversation is way too fucking cringy.
Maybe to that to respond to that guy, maybe women only commit 10% of the crimes because they're really good at getting away with them.
Facts. And every real boss.
Not a real take.
That's a real take. I agree with that. Girls lie better than men. That's always been a fact. That's a fucking fact. A woman can lie and hold it down better than a man can. The problem is men just stop giving a fuck. That's the real fucking problem. Right? And to go back to Call of Duty, that was a quick derailment, but to go back to Call of Duty, I hope they don't fuck with the radio station.
Wait, were we in Call of Duty?
No,
I mean, Grand Theft Auto. Wow. What? My bad. You're on mute, though. Grand Theft Auto. I hope
the radio stations are fantastic.
I hope they don't fuck it up. Yeah, no, I hope they don't fuck it up is what I'm saying.
I hope they revamp it. I'm not going to lie, because I went back and I played GTA
4?
3, the horrible definitive edition or whatever. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I platinumed GTA 3. I almost platinumed Vice City, but the game glitched, so I was missing a stunt jump that I couldn't ever get. It was stupid. But something I liked about those games is that I could listen to all the music. Like in GTA 5, there's so many radio stations and so many songs that I don't even have a favorite station, because like I can't even like pinpoint what songs I like from what station. It's like it feels too real. There's just too much music. I don't like it.
I think the best collection of radio music was in the Ballad of Gay Tony. That fucking game, I listened to every radio station.
Yeah.
Every single one.
I gotta agree.
But
it's actually the best thing you've said this entire episode.
But fuck you, bitch. In Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the country station, fuck out of here. I was not listening to that shit. And some of the fucking little disco ones, it's passable. But other than that, I'm listening to Los Santos and the not Los Santos, the Spanish station and the fucking hip hop station. That's it.
They need to bring us back.
The Spanish station was called Esperanto.
I think yeah. I said Los Santos. GTA 5 was Los Santos, I think.
They need to bring back my Russian station. I need that Russian station to go national.
I forgot about that
radio.
One.
Yeah, man. Grand Theft Auto, that notorious for having.
But
good,
I don't know.
music.
I just want to. It just feels like there's too much music.
Oh man, there's no way that you're gonna get your wish. Then if anything, the radio stations are gonna be even more packed full. Yeah.
They already had their transformation in the past few years on Grand Theft Auto 5. If you've been like paying attention to how they've been changing.
They cycle the music out too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that was their transformation.
You should be able to select what radio stations, and you could probably be able to minimize like what music you want to listen to. I think.
I think even GTA 5 had like some radio station that was synced to like the files that you had, like music files or some shit like that, or was that GTA 4 that had that option?
I don't know. Possibly GTA
one of them had a radio station that would basically play like your music if you had like MP3s on your computer or your PlayStation.
4, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they had that in 5. I forget. It's been a while since I've played.
Damn, I just want to see a track list somewhere so that I could know. Oh, this radio station has a lot of songs I like. because
I'm
it's
sure
so
there's
hard.
it's out there.
I find when I play GTA 5, I cycle through all the stations, and I don't like almost anything.
Those data miners they'll get you, dude. They'll have that information within like a week of the game going up.
That's crazy. Shout outs to them. That's like a helpful thing that no one really cares to do. But
it's going to be multiple. There's going to be multiple cities. They said there's going to be cities that are going to be added in after release.
I love that idea.
There's some cool stuff. Where do you think this one is going to be situated? Have they announced? They haven't announced
America.
yet, right?
They said Vice City.
Did they say it was going to be Vice City? Mm-hmm. Where is Vice City supposed to be? It's supposed to be Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miami Vice.
That'd be dope.
Do you think she's going to be Cuban?
I hope
Dominican?
not.
What do you think she's going to be?
I hope she's not Cuban. I hope she's like either like Puerto Rican
she's
or
Cuban.
Mexican.
Nah.
I don't think she's going to be
Havana.
Mexican if it's set in Vice City. If they had said like it was going to be like in the
California.
Southwest or like Texas or something, I'd be like, okay, it's going to be a Mexican.
But why
For
a
sure.
Cuban though? Why a Cuban chick?
Because it's in Miami.
So I don't fuck with it. I think it should be they haters. Honestly, if anything, I would rather have a Dominican chick.
Sure. I'm just saying, if it's in Miami,
That's probably gonna be a Cuban chick.
if it's in New York, they could do a Dominican
Nah,
more
they'll do
easily,
a-
but they would probably do a Puerto Rican.
they'll do a
They've
Puerto
done
Rican.
Dominican. Gabe Balladotoni was the Dominican guy.
Yeah, the main
Damn,
character.
Oh, yeah,
he
that's fair,
was
yeah.
Dominican.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Although he
I should
wasn't
go back
Dominican
and-
enough.
I should go back and replay that one. I
It's
enjoyed
good.
that one, but I never finished it.
What? Hey, you're bugging. That was
It's
a good
really
one.
good. You should finish it. Yeah, it's really good. In my
Yeah, I didn't
opinion,
finish it
probably.
either.
Wow. What?
Well, because I played it right after I had just beat GTA, like the main campaign,
see.
right? And like it's just more GTA. Like it's a
Yeah.
good story, but it's just more GTA, right? So like, I was burnt out by that point.
I hope the graphics get a lot better though too though. Just like off the like clothing wise, maybe if you
They have to do something there. The style has to shoot through the roof. And I'm going to be completely honest, there's opportunities there for actual clothing brands to come in and like design shit. I don't know how that's going to be on the microtransaction end, but I think they can do something clever there.
That's what they're gonna do with the NFTs. You could buy like a nice Supreme sweater for GTA.
I hope there's no fucking NFTs in this bullshit. You know who they need to have in the character is like in the game is like one of like the side characters? Fucking Mari from Stranger Things. That dude, Brett Gelman. That dude is fantastic. And he's got some fucking like his style is impeccable. So like if they had him as a side character, that shit would be so fucking good.
They will. They parody everybody in those games.
If they brought him on though, like be phenomenal. That dude is delightful. One of my new favorite people to follow on Twitter.
I hope they bring back like the whole gang effect, like where you take over a part of the city, like the gang or whatever, and then you just like build up.
That
I
the
think it was
body
pretty good.
the body shit where your body will change depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, that
That'd be
too.
cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I fucks with that. Maybe they can have electric e-bikes there, though. You could ride your e-bike.
Oh, there's definitely going to be e-bikes. That's going to be parodied hard in the game, I would imagine.
GTA 5 doesn't have e-bikes?
I don't think so.
They just have regular bikes. BMX bikes, I think it is.
It's going to be e-bikes or it's going to be those stupid little fucking bird scooter things are going to be all over the fucking city.
Fuck that shit. But yeah, I don't feel no type of way. I think it's interesting though that they are bringing a female character in. I don't really see it as a part of the woke society or the progressive society. I just think that they're trying to change it up a little bit, you know. And people are reading too deep into it, saying, "Oh, y'all just trying to follow it." It's like, nah, bro. I don't see nothing wrong with a main character being a female and being in charge. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I don't know why people get so stuck on this whole sexist idea of like, oh, a girl can't be a boss. Like they got to start at the bottom. Where you think the male bosses start at? They start at the bottom too. Work their way up to the top. Almost every Grand Theft Auto was like that. Start at the bottom, living in the hood, coming up, killing, robbing, doing they got. It's like so. I mean, granted, you're thinking that, from that aspect, you're thinking that you're stronger than a female. That's your mindset, but it's just like sometimes you just gotta let some shit go and just enjoy the fucking game. You know what I mean?
Or let a woman hit you with a baseball bat and let's just see how much stronger you are. Like, the game is is full of weapons. It's like
it's a game series where you can run around and get shot fucking like 15 times and not die. Like, I don't know why people are like. There's certain levels of realism that we expect, and there's certain levels of realism that we don't fucking care about in games like these. What, you want to get shot in the arm and you spend the next like 18 hours of gameplay going through rehab? You have to have your arm in a cast.
Gotta sit in the emergency room.
What I'm not looking forward to is the other end of it. Right now, you're getting the backlash from like the more conservative probably side of things, where they don't want, they think, trying to have representation's bad or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking forward to the other end of things, where when they have a woman in the game and the woman does anything, like the progressive people or the super SJW people are going to be pissed. Oh, why does the woman have to do this? Oh, why did the woman have to like have sex to like manipulate a guy or just any number of things like that? It's gonna swing the other direction of all the bad ways that they represented a woman in the game, and it's like, I don't know. That's something I know is gonna happen.
I mean, it's got to be a balancing act for games like this, right? It's got to be a balancing. There's got to be a discussion they have at like the South Park studios whenever they put out
a balancing act, bro. They put a black person in the game. They put him in Compton straight gang battles. Like, it's like they went full stereotypical. I don't think it's a problem to like do caricatures and stereotypes of something in the game.
I mean, Franklin was a well-written character. I enjoyed the hell out of Franklin. Michael, I enjoyed. Trevor was a piece of shit, but Trevor was fucking funny.
Sorry, I was talking about CJ. When you started talking about Franklin, I'm like, who the fuck is Franklin? I was thinking Snowfall. I'm like, Franklin. Then I totally forgot that. I didn't like GTA 5, so
I enjoyed the hell out of GTA 5, honestly.
GTA 5 was fun up until a point where it just got too much for me. Like, there was
I didn't like controlling the 3 characters.
You didn't? I like swapping it.
I liked it too, especially when you would like swap over to like Trevor and he was just like in his underwear in the fucking desert
doing some dumb shit.
There's like 3 bodies around him. It's like, what the fuck? What was happening here?
That was awesome. Like, those moments were awesome, but I don't know. It just felt like I wasn't progressing enough. Like, when I was playing as one character, it was like you're progressing, like you're getting more money, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like, now that you got 3 characters, it's like, oh, I don't have that car that I like, or I don't have those guns I had, or things like that. And it's just like, I feel like you're busy reacquiring 3 different times. Like,
yeah. It's like double the work almost. Like,
triple.
Or that's fair. I mean, when you get to the end game and you start getting like the $500,000 payoffs with the bank heist and shit, like, becomes less of a concern, but for sure, right? Like, Michael starts with the most money out of any of them, I think, right? Like, he's got the most money in the bank.
White guy in Beverly Hills type shit. Black guy in the hood in the ghetto, and the redneck in the fucking trailer park. It's all very fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know if you want to call it, what's the term I'm looking for? Not prejudice.
They're stereotyping, for sure.
Stereotyping, yeah.
And I think it's fine. Like, it's supposed to be like a dark reflection of reality, like,
and it's a starting point, right? Because the characters all kind of grow. I think even Trevor has kind of a growth arc, kind of.
Yo, you think it would be awesome in the new GTA 6, right? If they add like a pregnancy thing, like if you have sex, you get pregnant, you'll be as a woman character, you'll be carrying a baby for like 9 months. You know, it'd be pretty fire.
It's a weird fetish, Tony, to be inserting into a game.
I'm giving you what you want. You talk about, oh, I want to be a female character, and I want to be the slut. I want to do everything they do.
Now, what Tony wants to do is get pregnant so that he could start spreading prego pussy out into the world. Then he's going to become a whore and fuck everybody and be like, "You're the best pussy."
He's going to go online. You want this prego pussy?
Yo, I think it's disgusting, bro. I hope no one watches this part of the fucking thing.
I would be very surprised if there was a pregnancy aspect in the game, just because I think that, like, in a game where you can kill anyone, having a function that puts pregnant women into the game and giving you the option to like potentially injure them or cause them harm, shit's probably not gonna fly.
No, they probably won't put it in there.
You can
but-
shoot anybody just fine. Put a pregnant person. Oh no, now it's taboo.
Well, shit, dude, you can't. There's no kids in the GTA universe.
They
You
should
never
put
see any
them in
kids
there.
walking
They
down
could
the
get
street.
throw those little kids in there so you could be really on some fuck them kids and throw them off of roofs and shit.
Those kids don't need we don't need the virtual kids to go through the same shit that our real kids are going through when they go to schools, man.
Oh shit! Nah, let me stop. That's a little dark. A little dark.
Well, there was that game. What was it called? Torment?
I
or
think
whatever?
it was. Yeah. Some
It
of
was
those
like the
games.
mass
Hate-
shooter like simulator game.
Hatred or whatever the fuck that
Hatred
stupid
or
top
some
down
shit.
one. Yeah. The game was just trying to be edgy as fuck, is what it was going for, though.
I do hope they bring back like apartments, like still like bringing like I think they will, but like where you can have your friends come over, play pool or whatever the fuck. I think that'd be a dope aspect in it too.
Yeah, what I read was the world's gonna be big, but they're going for a more immersive world. Like, so I think they said they already have like twice as many indoor environments than like GTA 5 or whatever.
That's awesome.
That's what always bothered me about Grand Theft Auto 4. It's like it felt like New York, but once you got out of the car, you couldn't go into any of the stores. You couldn't really do anything in that world.
It's it might be like a road trip style game too, because they said that the main character, she's going to be kind of based around the idea of like Bonnie and Clyde. So like, and they've talked about multiple cities, so it might be kind of like a road trip style game, potentially.
Yeah, probably like you do some number of jobs and then it gets too hot, so you
And
gotta
you go on the
leave
run.
Miami, then you go to like Atlanta, and then because I could have sworn they said Vice City and the surrounding areas is what they said.
Yeah.
So
Georgia, you're probably gonna go into Georgia, Texas, Louisiana,
New Orleans.
Yeah.
What are they going to call Atlanta? It's because it can't be Atlanta, right? Like every city's got a different name. I'm curious. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, the names would be always funny to watch or see on the game. Do you think that they'll bring in like animals, like you can have a cat or a dog walking down the street on the leash or something like?
I would hope that yes.
Like I want to be raising pit bull
Have, like, a
puppies and
lizard.
selling them and shit.
I don't know about selling them, but I know that like it would be cool to have like, you know, a animal in the game.
I hope that they have it looking like how that Matrix game was. I don't know if you guys played that Matrix demo, but
The demo?
Yeah, it looked pretty decent. Other than the whack buildings and some of the aspects, but like the destructions on the car and shit, like it looked fucking pretty good. Like I hope
The
they bring
Unreal
some
5 demo that
Yeah.
they use for the Matrix, yeah.
Yeah, I hope they bring some of that around. That shit looks really good.
Some tighter driving controls would be cool. The GTA 5 had some decent driving, honestly.
Yeah.
I know Doey prefers the GTA 4 style driving for whatever reason.
Yes and no. I feel like they need to contact like Forza or somebody, or like somebody who knows how to do driving design.
I don't want the full driving experience though, right? Like I don't want it to be like a full like simulator style driving, because you still got to like lean out the window and shoot and shit like that,
Yeah.
right? Like there's extra goofy shit that goes along with it. But
I
a
would
little
like-
bit tighter would be cool.
Yeah, like the fucking Matrix shit. I mean, Matrix was too tight. It needed to be a little loose, but for the most part, that shit was fire. I don't know. But if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button. We're on all social media platforms. Facebook, TikTok, Discord, Instagram. We're everywhere. Apple iTunes, Spotify. Check us out. Don't be afraid to share us with your family, close ones.
Listen to our audio podcast. It's this, but without our faces. Give us a
I've got-
review. Apparently those reviews are good to get. I don't think we have a single review.
Yeah,
Actually, I
facts.
think Doey left a review on one of our platforms.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't be afraid, man. Just comment. You see, we reading out the comments that we get from you guys. Shit's funny. You know, whether it's a bad take on Pucho's end or a good take on my end, we're here for you. Just don't be afraid to, share your comment.
Is that the typical situation?
Nah, Pucho's probably hating it right now. All right, but for our next topics, ladies and gentlemen, there a problem?
No, I was just wondering. You treat me like a child a lot. I don't know if you noticed. Like, you know how you narrate for kids, where like you're always like, oh, he's so happy, or oh yeah, I bet you he's just they're hitting something. He's like, yeah, he's pissed off. Or you do that a lot. You're like, yeah, Pooch is probably pissed, or he's happy. Like, why do you do that? I'm just chilling.
I always put emotions on Pooch unnecessarily all the time. I find it amusing because of your facial reactions. But for our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, gentrification.
That's what you get for giving those shit.
Yeah, because I said it earlier perfectly, and now for talking shit, this is what happens to me, I guess.
This is in Tony practice before this recording.
Gentrification, that people from neighborhoods that they don't like what's going around in your city that this shit's coming in and it's kind of just ruining whatever it is, or the flow, or the scenery.
What is the topic? The topic was.
I just said it.
What is it? No.
What?
What is it about? What is it about gentrification that the people from those communities don't like?
That's what I said.
Absolutely not.
Audience, let us know if that's what Tony said.
Maybe I'm drunk. But I swear to God, that's what I said. But yeah, like I said, what is it? Why do the community don't like it? What is it? What,
like you didn't say.
What is it that they don't like?
You want to kick us off, though?
Yeah, there's several nuances. There's a lot of little nuanced things. There's big things. There's small things. Like,
Joey, give us a quick little for the audience, just kind of like an overview of gentrification.
Gentrification is when a predominantly black or brown neighborhood, it could be Asian, because there's a lot of Chinatowns, and those tend to be very poor areas. When people who are not of that color, let's say more wealthy people,
white people, rich,
but rich is any color can be rich. But in America, it's mostly white people. So when white people start to move into your neighborhood, you'll start to notice a higher amount of police percentage, like a police presence, because they're calling the cops more. And I think that's one major thing that people don't like about, gentrifiers, is they'll come into their neighborhood and say, oh, those guys are listening to music really loud, I'm going to call the cops on them. And like stuff like that, and like start turbulence in the neighborhood. I'm getting away from what gentrification is. Gentrification is when predominantly white people, rich, out-of-towners that are affluent, when they move into very low-income neighborhoods to benefit from the low rent, but then they start demanding different things from that neighborhood, whether it be for the benefit or the detriment of the neighborhood.
You can
basically out-of-towners move into a neighborhood, and then the neighborhood starts to change. It used to be a lot of mom and pop spots and things like that, and now you're getting more Starbucks, Targets, all types of shit starts cropping up in the neighborhood that didn't used to be there. The rent starts going up because wealthier people are moving in, and it creates a cycle of a lot of those people that originally lived there are slowly getting kicked out.
Displaced.
Not necessarily by malice, but it's just the increasing costs of living.
But sometimes by malice. I mean, especially in New York, right? Like you get these instances of like this rent controlled apartment that a bunch of rich people start moving into this neighborhood. And then this rent controlled apartment is like, oh shit, we could make more money off these rich ass people that are moving into this neighborhood if we didn't have all these people that are locked in with rent control. So start doing renovations in the apartments that are real obnoxious. They'll start. There's lots of like malicious practices that these property management people can have.
Sometimes the building owner is trying to sell the building, and they can't kick you out legally because you've been there, and it's down to the last apartment, and they are making your life horrible because you don't want to have to move out. This is where you've lived for 40 years, X, Y, and Z. There's some real horror stories, especially in New York. Even with me, I lived in an apartment. My roof was cracked. You guys visited that apartment. There was cracks going up and down my ceiling. Basically, water would seep in. My walls would sweat a lot. There'd be like sweat on my walls in the morning and at night. So like obviously there was water getting in somehow. So like you'll see a lot of stuff like that.
There's some signs, like Bucho said, like you start seeing more Starbucks popping up on your block, your neighborhood's probably being gentrified.
When Whole Foods and Trader Joe's pop up, Trader Joe's is an amazing place. The fucked up thing is that Uptown could benefit from a place like Trader Joe's that has cheaper products and that a place that makes their own stuff, and you could benefit from that trade-off. But you don't see Trader Joe's anywhere near minority like areas.
Because you got all those bodegas. You got all the little Spanish bodegas that just run it over. Like, what do you want?
There's something called food deserts in New York. And in those food deserts are predominantly in black and brown areas. We don't even know about any of this bullshit until white people get into the area and the palette in the area starts to change. So you'll start to see more Thai restaurants. You'll start to see more sushi pop up. You'll start to see all these things that you've never heard about or tried will start popping up in your neighborhood. So like there are benefits from it. The displacement is really the biggest problem. It's 100. That we're slowly being pushed uptown until we get to the Bronx, and then the Bronx is being priced out. So where am I gonna go next? Yonkers? They're gonna push us all the way the fuck out. You're gonna be priced out of living in New York eventually. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag of things, right? Like there are some benefits to gentrification for sure, right? Like these food deserts tend to get broken up. You get a little bit more variety and things like that. The problem is what goes along with it is like Doey said, is this displacement. There's also almost like this culture battle. Like people want to move to your area because of the culture, right? There's this is happening in East Austin here in Austin. There's some really cool fucking areas on the east side that have been predominantly like brown and black neighborhoods. And they throw these badass festivals, and there's like this very like there's block parties, and there's like this very community driven kind of culture. And then you get these people moving in because they're like, oh, this culture sounds cool. It sounds badass. But then they realize that like some aspects of that culture, these festivals will go till midnight. There's loud music. There's block parties. That's part of the reason you moved in here, right?
4 or 5 in the morning, still outside.
But now it's a problem. They're like, we don't want that much culture. We just wanted a little bit of that spice. They're Tony with his eggs.
Nah, you can't go wrong with that.
A big example is the block that Biggie used to live on is now gentrified. And if you are black or brown and you move in, I've had somebody tell me that they said, yo, my neighbors would harass me and ask me if I lived in the building. And they'd ask me several times. Throughout my tenure there, he said, throughout my lease there, I've been asked several times by my white tenants if I live in the building. Damn. And he's like, it's just what happens. This is the block that Biggie was on. This is like what was once the hood. You know what I mean? It just gets turned out, and so my neighborhood, it's happening. It's happened. It happened about 10 years ago. So we're about 10, maybe 12 years into it on my neighborhood. And although the displacement has been happening, I enjoy the bars that have popped up. There's a drinking culture in my neighborhood that's pretty incredible. It is like the next stop in drinking. How Dykeman is a place to go drinking. How 181st Street, Washington Heights. When you say you're gonna go drinking to a part of town, now my block is like a part of town. And they're like, oh, let's go over there to drink because there's like 5 bars on the block, 6 bars on the block. Places to eat, burger spots, Thai places, all sorts of Indian food. It's all within arm's reach now. And so it's like it created a buzz in my neighborhood that I really enjoy. But you get these out of towners, bro, that are absolutely out of they don't get it. They don't get it at all. They come in and you know what I mean? You're going to have to end up dealing with these people sometimes, and how you deal with them is upon you. But it's a culture shock for them sometimes. Like we have people on our block that they chill outside during the day. They bring their little speaker outside and they blast music and chill. They sell their little nutcrackers. They make a little money while they're chilling there on the block. And then you'll have people in the restaurant be like, can you go and tell them to turn that music down? And it's like, they're not a part of the restaurant, nigga. They're the people that are chilling on the block. You know what I mean? And they're like, it's just so loud. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you'll have people that come in. And at the end of the day, I kind of get it. Sometimes.
No. Who goes to New York expecting peace and quiet? It is literally called the fucking city that doesn't sleep.
Facts. That's a fact.
Yeah.
People are fucking idiots.
You'll have another sense. This is another uptown and low income culture. We like ATVs. We like BMX. We like all these ATVs and dirt bikes, and that's a big part of uptown culture and the culture of the poor. And you'll have a lot of out of towners come in here and be like, I had a woman that I met. Dirt bike. She'd been on TV riding dirt bikes. And I'm like, cool. So you like the dirt bikes that ride around here? Bro, she was like, oh no, that's terrible. Why would they do that? And I was like, look around. I was like, there's no dirt bike areas for them around here. There's nothing set up for these people to ride their ATVs and their dirt bikes safely.
Yeah, it's simple why they do that. It's because they think dirt bikes are fucking cool and there's nowhere else to ride them.
So my mind got blown. I was like, so they really feel like it's for them. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. And she wasn't even white. So that to me blew my mind. I was like, wow, like the gatekeeping, that shit is real.
Yeah, I don't think gentrification is a white people thing. I think in general, that's what you experience because the way that money is spread out in this country.
It's a wealth thing, right?
Yes.
Right, it's a wealth thing. There's more rich white people than any other race. So when you see rich people, there's going to be a high likelihood that they're white. But gentrification is not, exclusive to white people.
For sure. That's why I like to call them out of towners.
So here's a question: do you think people are entitled to live where they've lived forever? They just get to live there forever?
Sir, in New York, where rent is, you primarily have renters, where rent is more normal than actually owning your own apartment. Absolutely, 100%. You shouldn't have to be priced out of your area because you're relying on this rent-based system that is set up because you can't afford to buy your apartment over here. There are millions of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for 500 square feet. So like that is not, you're probably never going to own anything if you live in the city of Manhattan. You're never going to own your apartment. You'll probably own a bike, a car. You're not going to own your apartment though. With just a medium amount of income, like 60,000. You know what I mean? It's never going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a finite amount of property, right?
Yeah.
And then these companies, there's property development companies that exist, right? And they just buy up a bunch of property. So like the expectation of having, I think that like people should expect to have a place to live. I think that that's like should be one of like the universal rights as a person is shelter, right?
Yep.
Sure,
So-
and I'm not saying that. My question wasn't whether people should have a place to live. I'm saying, are they entitled to live there?
I think that it plays a factor though, right? Because like I watched the John Oliver thing recently on rent, and like I knew that rent increases and all that shit were like definitely a problem, right? I mean, Austin, I read a thing the other day that the average rent price in Austin is like $1,300 a month, like $3,200. It's a fucking lot. Granted, that's probably skewed because that's just rental as a whole, right? So that could include like some single family homes that they're just renting a house and things like that. That's still pretty fucking high for that to be the average. So like things like rent control, I'm not opposed to. I think that there should be more laws protecting people's rights to not get fucked by their property management company or their landlord or whatever, right? I don't know if you should just have like you should have that place staked. Like I don't think that like there should just be like a immediate squatters' rights for everyone once you live in an apartment thing or anything. But there should be definitely some more laws passed to like keep people safe and in their homes.
To answer Pucho's question, I think no, they shouldn't assume that just because they live there for upping amount of time. I don't think it's automatically like a thing like, oh, well, yeah, nah, I don't expect to move out or this and that. Like, you're renting, you're not an owner. If you're an owner, it's very different. Like renting,
What if the person is really old?
Doesn't matter. If you're not an owner. Now, if you have a contract with them and it's like a lifetime, that's different. I don't know how New York really runs like that, but if you're not an owner, you're not going nowhere, bro. Or if you're not an owner, you're subject to get kicked out or leave at any time. If you're an owner, you don't have to go nowhere. You're a fucking owner. They have to buy it from you. You know what I mean? So that I don't think that they should automatically feel like they have fucking ownership to shit just because you've been renting for 20 years. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, the rent control, I think it sounds good on paper, but I've read a lot of like negative impacts of rent control. I don't know. It seems to stifle, like it seems to stop growth in certain areas. Like,
well, I mean, the problem is like our current system also stops growth, right? Because like all the condos, all the apartments you see popping up, they're all the only model now that people make is these luxury building bullshit. There's not like affordable housing that's being made because you don't make money with that. Why would you be a fucking property management company, a development company, and not want to maximize your profit, right? We're in a capitalist society. That's the entire point of having a business. So there's not as much money in making these like affordable level apartments and condos and things like that. So you go with this high end bullshit, which just drives up rent in the entire fucking city, and it causes displacement. It's part of like the whole like gentrification thing, right?
I blame all the people that want to live in single family homes. Obviously, it's not really a problem in New York City, but in pretty much every other city in America, there's vast swaths of land that's just being taken up by single family homes that are like, if you built a couple buildings, everything will be more affordable and more people can live here. You know, there'll be more people to work, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's one of those residual like parts of the American dream, right? Like it's that house with the big backyard and the white picket fence and all that shit. Yep. And especially you look at fucking Texas, man. Everyone in Texas, a lot of people in my friend group, their dream is retiring somewhere with like 50 acres of land. It's a lot of fucking land for one person.
Not enough land for everybody.
Why do you want 50 acres though? Like what hunting shit are you trying to do?
Couldn't tell you, dude. It is not my dream.
Like who wants
having that much land sounds scary. What the fuck's over there? I feel like I haven't been over there yet. That shit was unexplored.
I'm more talking about maintenance on the grass. Like you have to have a tractor to fucking cut that 50 acres. Shit is ridiculous. Like I don't know. This shit's fucking whatever. I can't say it's stupid. I mean, somebody wants to do that. Somebody wants to do that. But
Yeah, about moving out and stuff like that though. Like, I don't know. So, like a part of me is like it sucks, but I guess you got to move somewhere else. Like, and that sucks to say that, right? Like, there's people that have lived 30, 40 years in one place, and now you're saying, oh, you got to leave New York City. You got to move somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And that's shitty, but it's also like, I don't know. It just kind of is what it is. Like, I couldn't imagine like the Hamptons. They're like, nah. We gotta have low income housing here, or like some poor people have to live here no matter what, and they'll be able to afford it or whatever. Like, I don't know, that concept just feels strange to me. Like, you're here, you're putting a flag down, and you're gonna stay there for life.
I'm actually with that. I think that would be awesome if they force some affordable housing in some of these like Beverly Hills. They're like, some amount of this has to be for affordable housing. I think that'd be fucking rad.
No, sorry. If they built new shit, I'm all for it. I think that's fine. I'm saying like forcing parts of places to just be like,
You haven't heard the issue that's going on over there in the Hamptons. There's not enough poor people to work in the Hamptons, so nobody has enough staff. So it's like, yeah, if you want society to function, you have to have some part of your society be poorer than the rest of them. And yeah, you're going to have to give them some sort of housing.
I mean, that just sounds like a capitalism problem. Like, pay them more.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely,
just pay the help more. Like,
yeah.
I find it funny that we're really saying that the only reason why we need the poor people in these communities is to work. Like,
dude, there's a reason for everyone to be where they're at. We need people in the airports working those jobs. We need people in the buildings in New York working those jobs. There has to be a functioning flow of, yes, you can make it to the top, but there has to be grease in every part of the gear.
I'm looking at
it's crazy to me, this concept that came up during COVID, right? This discussion of like essential workers, right? And a lot of these essential workers were the people that are making the least amount of money. It's like, well, how and like it's the ones that everyone is like, oh, it's just a burger flipper. That's a low skill trade. It's like, how the fuck am I low skill if I'm essential at the same fucking time? Like we keep
supermarket
it moving.
Workers, the people who are paid some of the lowest wages, like they're essential now.
Yeah, it's just interesting that the hatred that gets tossed on people that are just not being paid well enough. They're being taken advantage of by the system.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what the fuck we're gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, just
vote for politicians that are gonna put in good policies and
absolutely
and make changes that you care about. That's exactly what you should do. The most important thing you could do as an American is to go and vote, both in the election that everybody seems to care about, the presidential election, but way more important is all the local shit, your primaries, all that bullshit.
There was a building development company that wanted to build a high rise in Washington Heights or like Harlem, and they stopped them because they didn't want. When you build in these neighborhoods in New York, you have to make a certain amount of apartments affordable for the people that live in the area. And they didn't want to do that. They pulled out. They were like, "No, we don't want to do that."
It's why every apartment in an apartment complex is not the same size as like the penthouse apartments, Tony. Yeah. Like there has to be a certain amount.
I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if every apartment's like this 3-story penthouse apartment, you're not fitting as much people in this fucking building that's taking up an entire fucking block.
You got to have some of the low class come in and live. Well, not when I say low class, I mean like lower end pay scale people.
Yes.
Group come in, but but when you get, unfortunately, when you get the low scale or the lower class come in, you get the riffraff with it, and that's what the rich people don't want. They don't want the, I guess in their eyes, like.
The what?
Like the
you said the riffraff.
I heard the riffraff wood.
No way.
That dude from Florida, Riff Raff, he'll go out there and he'll fuck up your apartment.
I
But they
think
don't-
he's from Texas. Or
Is he from Texas?
Yeah, I think
No.
he's from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
bitch,
seems
fuck
like a
outta here.
Floridian through and through.
But no, yeah, like I think that's their biggest concern, because I'm reading here online about it, and they're saying that a lot of their complaints is that they don't want to be around the ghetto, and by them saying the ghetto is like seeing the homeless people, seeing the trash around the streets, doing all this shit. They want it to where it's comfortable living for everyone, but they just without the ghetto is what saying on this thread here. But I mean, and I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I want to live somewhere too where it's not fucking. I ain't gotta worry about shit either. But I guess you got to pay for the quality of life. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's like two different approaches to shit like this, right? Like, there's the approach of, I don't want to see it. These people shouldn't be here. And there's the approach of, I don't want to see this because I think that these people should be helped by society and we should be helping them make their lives better, right? It's like when you see homeless people, those are the two responses. Responses, I don't want to see this because, oh my God, these homeless camps, blah, blah, blah. The response that I like more, the response that I try to put in myself is, I don't want to see this because these people shouldn't have to live on the fucking street. It's 115 degrees outside right now. This sucks. This must be fucking miserable. I'm hot in my car and I got AC going. This dude's got a fucking like a broken umbrella blocking the sun from him. Let's get this dude off the streets, man.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does suck, but some of these people choose that. Like, they chose to, like, it's
We
either
disagree. That's a whole other
yeah, I
conversation.
know. I mean, you got drugs and shit that affects them, but it's like, bro,
Look at Delonte West. The man
Delonte?
went.
I mean, Dante
Yes.
West.
Delonte West, right? Or that's Dante? I don't know. I thought
I
it was
don't know.
Delonte.
I don't know
I
who
thought
you're
it
all
was the
referring
L.
to.
He's a retired NBA player.
NBA player playing with LeBron James, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
he's
Delonte West, Tony.
yeah. You
I
see?
didn't know if he was right or not. I'm questioning it. I can't question it now.
Yes, no, you can't question it.
Like,
Yeah.
I just
It was an
accept all your
implication.
lies. What the fuck?
Man, Tony is such a victim. He can't question. He
Fuck
can't have
you,
a meal.
Mateo. Fuck
a
a succulent
Chinese.
So I mean, look at
He's
how
playing with LeBron James, ago.
and look at how mental illness or whatever, some people physically can't adhere to the capitalism state we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not gonna work out for people. The 5-day a week work week, 40 hours a week, paying bills, barely making it by is the one, having one check ahead of yourself. Like, that's not gonna work for everybody.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard out there. If you want a movie that kind of like brings like gentrification into focus, there's a movie called Vampires versus the Bronx. Have y'all seen that one?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. This is a real thing.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's cute. It's funny. It's like a horror movie for like teens, basically, like late teens. But it's interesting because it's like the theory, the concept is these vampires are coming into the Bronx, right? And it's like the Bronx is trying to fight against them. But the movie is really about gentrification because they're like the vampires are part of this property development company and it's buying up all these little shops and bodegas and things, and it's good. I would recommend watching it.
That's awesome.
You reminded me of another movie that we used to like when I was a kid, A Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh,
No, with Eddie Murphy.
yeah.
Oh, I
Murphy's a
forgot he
vampire.
played as a
Terrible movie.
Yeah, I forgot he played as a vampire.
Eddie Murphy made a string of like bad movies.
Yeah.
It's got some classic ones though, man. Beverly Hills Cop, I watched that all day.
Beverly Hills Cop, dude. That was my homie, dude. I wanted to be Foley so bad.
That Axel Foley theme is so good.
That dun 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 dun. Yeah, that shit was fire.
But no, I mean, yes, I don't like the fact that the idea of people getting forced out little by little, it's kind of whack. But at the same time, get this money coming in helps that part of the town or the city. You know what I mean? It gives, like, they'll fix the city up more.
You lose part of the culture though, right? Like
Yeah.
like these cities make these lists for like #1 place to live in America, right? And they always mention they're like, oh, it's the taco scene and like the music and whatever the fuck else, right? And a lot of this culture that is mentioned in these reasons you should move to these cities is the brown people. It's the spice. It's the minorities in the area that are bringing this to the city. So then you get a bunch of wealthy people moving in, and the culture dies because you're pushing all these people out of the city. They can't afford to live in their fucking hometown anymore.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
I think it's a cycle. Like I think people are just gonna be getting moved around a lot. Like once there was a time all the poor people lived in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? And now, like obviously there's still poor people in Manhattan, but it's clearly probably the richest borough in the city. Like
yeah,
there used to be people in Palm Beach that used to live on Flagler. And then they did some racist ass shit to get all the black people out of there.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
shit.
I think they burned.
What'd they
I
do?
think they had a circus come in on the island and then let everyone from Flagler Boulevard, all the mom and adults. I think it was no kids allowed, or all the kids or something like that, and no adults. I'm not sure how it worked out. But while everyone was at this carnival, I think it was Ringley Brothers or some shit like that, they burnt down all their houses while they all went to this carnival. And that's how they drove the black people out of that neighborhood.
I did not know that.
They didn't have anywhere to go back to. Yeah, Florida's history, Flagler Boulevard, it has such a fucking terrible history. A lot of the shit that went down over there was fucking horrible.
Holy shit! This looks like it's a real story.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you guys.
Yeah, Henry M. Flagler, the rail, oil, and real estate baron, towered. That's interesting.
Real fucked up history.
Yeah, it's like Black Wall Street. They destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all the people.
I never learned about that until I watched The Watchmen on HBO. It's
That
fucking
literally-
nuts that. It's
It was
nuts
like-
that was missing from my public education.
Like 2015 when I learned about that shit. It was like super late in my life. I was like 25, 26 when I found out about Black Wall Street.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, I didn't know this about Lake Worth. I'm looking at this shit. This shit is.
It's pretty terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. You know, every part of America has a different history.
History?
History.
History.
If you haven't done so already, ladies, hit us with a little bit of history. Subscribe.
We keep doing these too late. Why say X-nay this one, and then in 5 minutes we do this? We're hitting these at the end.
This one I've never heard of.
Ixnay or Xnay?
X-nay this one, and then like in 5 minutes after
What
we
does that
introduce
mean?
the next
I've never
topic.
heard this word in my life.
X-nay, like take this one out.
Axne?
I think
X-nay.
it's like Pig Latin, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
Is
it
it
is.
Pig Latin?
Yeah. So X-nay this one.
Ixnay is Nix.
Whatever.
It's on the Oxford Dictionary, so
So
really ain't
our,
crazy.
so our last section is just going to be all like telling people to subscribe and shut us up.
That's funny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for our third and final topic, this one's I don't know if this is out there or not, or people even know about it, but this year has been one of the lowest registry for armed military forces since, I guess, the Vietnam. Why do you think that people are not going out there and signing up to be in the military? It used to be like a popular choice for like educational purposes or financial purposes in your life. Like if you didn't have money or you was trying to get free education, like it was a thing to go sign up to be in the military. Everybody came out and bought a fucking charger and shit like that, or, you know, it was like a thing to do. Right now it's a
The amount of military dudes I knew, they went in and immediately bought a fucking charger.
Yo, those
it was a thing,
dealerships
dog.
must have had a name for them. Like,
Dude, why
oh,
do you
this,
think all the dealerships have all those American flags outside of them? You ever noticed that? They want
You're
the
right.
veterans. They're trying to get them veteran checks.
So, you know, why do you think that right now that people are just not signing up to do this shit? Like, is it just because they found another way to make money, or it's just the economy is getting better for them? Like, what is it?
I think you have. Go ahead.
I would be curious if part of it is not that we're closer to World War III than we have been in a long fucking time, and maybe that's why people don't want to sign up, dude.
Yeah.
We're at a point in time where it's a very real possibility there could be some kind of global conflict that fucking breaks out. I mean, we are kind of in a global conflict right now. It's just a Cold War, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tensions in Taiwan are increasing as well.
Yep.
And China has already... The way Chinese is translated, though, is very weird because they say we're going to suffer severe consequences if we stand behind Taiwan. And the thing about Taiwan is they are a superconductor producer. They produce the most superconductors in the world. They produce 80% or some number like that, 70 or 80% of the superconductors in the world. If Taiwan gets taken over by China, and let's say China wanted to drive the price up of superconductors, they could do that, and with that one hand, be the richest country in the world, just because they could make the most superconductors. So we have a lot of...
They'll just go to South America and create superconductor places. But
I mean,
not that it'd be that easy, but
that's what I'm saying. If it was that easy, I think it would have happened already.
Yeah,
no, I think it doesn't happen because it doesn't need to happen. Like, why would anybody go and create a factory to produce superconductors if Taiwan's already doing it for cheaper than what we're gonna do, for what other people are gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
But no, it'll fuck the world up for some period of time.
For some period of time, we will all feel it. The price of electronics are gonna shoot through the roof. Your PlayStation 5 will be like $5,000.
And China's already doing this type of shit where
Yes.
like they subsidize all types of things in their country. So they'll like give a company money so that they could produce like steel. So then that company, because the government is funding them, they could charge less for that steel. And then they start putting all these other steel companies out of business because they're like, yo, we can't match these prices. Then they could slowly creep the prices up. Like, and then obviously China's raking in some of that money because they're, funding these places.
Yeah.
Or subsidizing these places.
Plus export taxes and business tax, all that fun nonsense, right? There's a lot of aspects to that. Yeah, I would honestly be surprised if the concerns about the global state of politics is not some factor in people not signing up for the military.
I mean, like, it's not a thing. I don't know. I think people are starting to realize, like, some of this, like, to join the military is probably not the best move. Like, it's just like, back then it was a thing to do. Like, it was almost like a patriotic thing to do. Or, like, because my uncle joined the military. He did it for financial reasons.
Back then it was the patriotic thing to do because in your mind, back then is 9/11. And so, yeah, when the worst terrorist attack in the history of our country occurred, a lot of people joined the military. So, like, because we were young when that happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's like what you think about back then. But in Vietnam, there was a draft. They were forcing people to go to the military. So it was already not popular enough to conduct the war. And there was all these protests, a bunch of shit, a bunch of people not going into the military even though they were part of the draft. Well, I forgot what they called those people. But like the draft dodgers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the name.
Yeah, they're dodging the draft and shit.
It was considered un-American, especially
you go to
in
jail for that
Yeah,
shit.
you
World
would go
War
to jail.
II?
Yeah.
Do you know in World War II, people were lining up around the block? If you were a man and you weren't trying to it was like the cool kids club to go into the war and draft the war. If you weren't drafted into the war, you were considered like lame as fuck. Like a bitch ass nigga. Like you like really just lame. You aren't contributing to your country type shit. I bet America wants that type of shit back. They're just never gonna get it. This is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I have friends that have succeeded in the military. I have friends that have put in a lot of times and not succeeded in the military and have gotten discharged and shit like that over petty bullshit because they didn't want to like continue. Basically, if you work a certain amount of time in the military, you're going to get paid basically for life. Once you get out, you're always going to have that military check. You put 40, 50 years into the military, you're going to come out of there never needing to worry about anything. And some people, they don't want to reach these places in the different arms of the military forces. I had a friend from high school, rest in peace to him. He stepped on a landmine and during the war in Afghanistan, and he passed away. It was some of us have ran into him in school, possibly. And rest in peace to him. After I've been propagandized by so many people. I've been propagandized by the conspiracy theorists. I've been propagandized by the news media. I've been propagandized, you know what I mean? And then you don't really know what the truth is and what is this a just cause? Is it, you know what I mean? Basically, they want you to enter the military. Did you hear? This is something that I also heard. Now, when you get off of the bus and for what's it called? Basic training, they don't yell at you anymore.
Really?
They don't yell at you anymore.
That
shit is traumatic, bro. A lot of these people come back broken.
My uncle came back with like PTSD. This nigga you'll make a noise, he'll wake up reaching for his gun. That shit's a little weird.
A lot of people have come
weird.
back.
It's sad.
PTSD. Some people have had to kill people. I had another friend who was a chopper gunner, and he blew up a stationary. It was like a truck with a stationary gun on the back of it, and he blew it up. And he's like, that kind of fucked me up. Watching, me killing these people.
Oh, okay. It just sounded like he blew up a truck and it fucked him up. Like it's just
you got the 50 cal, and that shit is just a dunzo.
I know, but I'm saying the way you said it was like, he just blew up a truck. I'm like, were there people in the truck? Like, how did that fuck him up? Like, I was trying to figure it out, but you said he killed people. That's okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into
causing
it.
Explosions where people live tends to kill people.
Yeah. I mean, shit, they're finding that even the UAV pilots that are piloting drones are not, they're not pointing a gun at someone directly. They're getting PTSD. Like it's a heavy fucking thing. You're a soldier. Your job is to kill. Like that's what it really comes down to.
That's what you sign up for.
What?
That's what you sign up for. It's in there. Like,
I mean, sort of.
Once you sign that contract, you're the government's property. You're not. You're owned.
Not
people
everyone,
don't sign up going, I know I'm going to get PTSD. There's not. People are signing up to get the college, the pay, the pension, the benefits. They're signing up for all of those things, not necessarily knowing that the PTSD comes with all that stuff.
I agree.
I was reading that one of the military top officials or whatever, they were commenting that a reason for the low numbers is a lot of people don't want to come out fucked up.
And we're starting to get a better understanding of this shit, right? And you're starting to hear about more of your buddies and your friends that were in the military. You're starting to get more of those stories. I mean, back in the day, they called it shell shock.
Yeah.
And shell shock also had kind of this connotation of like, he just can't cut it. He's just not soldier material and shit like that.
He wasn't man enough to take what it was terrible, bro. A lot of the people who made it through wars, they come back and question why they're even there. They're like, none of my friends survived. Why am I here? Yeah. And it's like, that's a crazy thing to think of, like, because you survived.
No, they'll come back and think like, these people have no fucking. They come back almost with a little bit of hate towards the civilians here. They'd be like you're out of you don't feel like you're a part of the country almost. You feel like these people have no fucking. They have no respect. They are fucking.
I mean, they're civilians. They're not trained in war.
I know, but I'm saying their mindset is like that though. It's like they're just traumatized as fuck. Even when they go back to their families, right? they're sitting there like, you have no idea, nothing. Like, I lost brother. Like, they would consider those people out there who are shoulder to shoulder you, shooting it up and protecting your back. They're more family than the family they have there, because it's like, bro, like, this person's willing to die for me. There's no closer bond than that. So when you lose that person out there, that's going to fuck you up bad. It's like, you know, for us, it's like losing a brother. That's how it is for them out there, you know. They just met these guys. They built a relationship for months.
The worst part is the war will be done and they'll kill themselves. And states, like being a civilian, the war's over, but not for them. Like the battle just started when they came home.
There's a quote, famous quote that said, for a soldier, I'm gonna fuck it up, but it's pretty much saying like, for a soldier, they're only at peace when they're dead. The war is over when they die. That's when the war is over for them. And that's kind of deep, because it's like, even like the war could be over, but you're still fighting the war inside. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that's like a fucked up way to look at it, but that's kind of the truth for some of these guys. It's like, bro, no matter what, like,
the way I see
it won't be easy.
Unless we have people at our shore coming to fight us, I'm not joining the military.
It'll be too late by then. What do you mean?
I mean, that's the only time. If we're getting attacked stateside, that's probably the only time I'll be like, okay, it's my time. I have to defend my block. 149. I'm gonna be like Chief Keef with the 2 submachine guns. I'm gonna be out there, nigga. These niggas ain't taking my block.
I don't even think that's
the 49. They ain't coming to the 49 with that.
I don't think.
I want to see Doey to storm in a fort wearing his Timbs with the 2 submachine guns.
There's gonna be like another Chaz. He's gonna lead a militia.
I don't even think that shit's even like funny at that point, because it's like you're saying you're not gonna join until they're at our land. By the time they land, it's too late. Like, you had to have, you know what I mean? Like,
then I'm gonna join when it's too late.
Nah,
that's what I mean.
Wars last years. What are you talking about?
Wait, was the question
saying,
like when?
For what he said.
Okay, I thought there was like some question of like, when would we join the military?
When would
like
you
that?
guys join the military?
I'm
When would you
not
guys
join the military
it
at
would
all.
be. I'm with Doe. It'd be when I have to. Like, when my family's in danger from other people, then I'll go and fight. But
no, I would never voluntarily join the fucking military.
Yeah. Neither would I.
I don't want any of the praha that goes along with that. I don't want any of that nonsense.
Look at the way the VA treats its veterans.
Yeah,
look you can't even get appropriate medication. You can't get appropriate therapy, anything for anything.
I think any VA should just automatically get free health care, free fucking help, like, or something where along the line where it's just they don't got to pay shit. Like,
wasn't there just a bill that was denied in the House, like voted like, or all the Republicans voted against this bill in the fucking House or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like expanding the VA to take care of like some veterans that were exposed to like some toxins or whatever. Again, it's just so hypocritical. Like, everybody was so up in arms about how disrespectful like Colin Kaepernick was for taking a knee. But then all these piece of shit Republicans block a bill to protect, literally a bill that's there to help veterans live a more healthy life.
Well, you see, when Colin Kaepernick took the knee, he really he fucked over so many veterans, and they just lost their health care.
So disrespectful.
They lost their health care immediately the second that his knee touched that ground. Every time he touched the ground, 1 million veterans. No, I'm fine.
1,000 veterans fucking spontaneously
Papa John
combusted.
said one N-word for every knee he took, okay?
This is wild ass take.
Papa John's lost his company because of that.
That's what happens when you're ignorant. Fuck
Yo,
that.
you
Fuck that,
seen how rich that guy is? You seen his house? It's fucking insane. That guy is insanely rich.
I hope
I'm reading.
Hope he keeps eating 10 pizzas every day until he dies, or whatever the fuck that he said. I'm eating all those pizzas.
I'm reading this thing to where they're saying right here that that like the amount of veterans that actually need help out here that have suffer and committing suicide and shit, that the suicidal rate is going to increase because of the amount of help that they're not receiving.
Yeah.
and that's due because of them not passing that bill and stuff. For me, it's like, what would it take? Like,
Yo,
like,
take $1 trillion from the industrial complex and put it into some sort of help for after the military stretch. That's what I think would be the best. Take that big chunk of military complex money that we have all year, take just a fraction of it, and then put it towards helping out veterans and afterwards and any help that they would need in between.
Yeah, I mean,
And tax the church.
$1 trillion is a lot.
Tax the church all day.
you better
$1
watch out.
trillion
The
is way
Vatican's
more.
coming.
Well, not way more, but $1 trillion is more than the military budget.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's like they like this year they're gonna spend $780 billion. It's a lot of fucking money, but you can't take $1 trillion away from that. You'll be negative.
They couldn't go off of what they have for 1 year. They got reserves. They got fuel in the backup. They got some fuel in the
The
backup.
military is the biggest fucking like. Honestly, the socialists and the communists, they should love that shit. It's the biggest like federal jobs guarantee that the United States has. Like, it's just unlimited jobs. Go to the military. Like, it's there. You get paid no matter what. Like,
The military
this
is
crazy.
never not hiring.
They're never
Yeah,
not
fact.
hiring. It's like every citizen could just join the military. Nah, it'll collapse, but there's some point, but we ain't close to it. I don't think a lot more people could be in the military, and we'd support it.
I'm serious. Tax the fucking church, man. Tax all the churches.
I had a family member go through the basic training. He went through the CS gas training, and it infected his lungs. And he got emphysema on a part of his lung, and they had to cut a part of his lung off
God damn.
just because he went through basic training.
That shit is no joke. That CS gas that they do.
CS gas is terrible, bro.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
make
but
you walk.
a buddy of mine was telling me that they were doing one of those drills, and like his drill sergeant, I guess, came into the room like while they were like prepping to go in there, and he dropped the fucking grenade on the ground, and it was like, and now you got 30 seconds to get on your chemical gear, whatever the fuck it is.
Have you ever wondered how they train medics and patching blood and wounds? They take live animals out to the field and they shoot the live animals and they say, patch that wound.
What?
Is that a real thing? I need to see
Yep.
the documentation.
Cool.
on
Yeah.
that.
That
They
sounds
take
I mean, I don't know how that
intense.
fucks
They
anybody
take-
up, but that's a cool way to teach someone like.
Man, that
Like
I-
on the spot traumatic situation, fucking do it right now. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
I would
I
imagine.
didn't even think about that.
I would imagine they're not saving all those animals though. Like I can't.
No, that's a fact. They should do it to like
Shoot them in the leg.
they should do it to like a cow or a pig, because then you can just eat it if they die. So you're not really wasting it.
No, we're not fucking with cows. Cows like music. Cows can enjoy music. If you have the capability to enjoy music, we shouldn't be eating you.
That's
Are
fucking
you done eating
hilarious.
beef?
I haven't had beef since I got back from my trip.
Wow, they get
I'm
that
gonna be
one.
honest, it's gonna scare you how many animals love music, and you're gonna be like, damn, I can't eat anything.
Dude,
All these animals are jamming out.
Yeah,
I'm kind
right,
of done with
bitch.
I'm kind of done with calamari because fucking octopus and squids are real damn smart, dude. Those
I
animals
won't
are
eat it.
so damn smart.
They're so
Won't
smart
eat
that
it.
they get captured.
What, you won't eat it because they're smart or because you have allergies?
I think octopuses are like one of the coolest animals in like out of all the animals in the sea. I think octopuses have like a high intelligence. I like them. They just get out of any situation you try to put them to. They know where the closest source of water is, even if they don't know where it's at. They can sense where the water is, which
I
is
bit an
fucking insane.
octopus's head off in Japan. It was
Did you really?
terrible.
Did you do
It
the
wasn't
live
good.
octopus?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
It sounds awful.
It sounded. It was.
That scene from Old Boy. The scene
Yeah,
from Old Boy where he's got that fucking octopus in his mouth and the
Yeah.
tentacles.
They had to film that 3 times. What you watched, he ate 3 different octopus.
I think he's a Buddhist too. So like he ate that for the scene, but he does not eat fucking animals otherwise.
What the fuck?
That's
I did
wild.
not know that. Buddhists can't eat animals?
I mean, I think in theory the Buddhists don't eat.
I don't know if
things.
it's all Buddhists or what, but I know there's certain sects or denominations, or I don't know what the fuck they call them, but they live a lifestyle where they won't harm a fly. Like, all animals, all life is sacred.
I didn't know that. It's a fun fact.
I mean, think about it. Everything has a purpose. Even though mosquitoes are fucking annoying as fuck, they have a purpose.
Mosquitoes have no purpose.
Mosquitoes have no purpose. Fuck mosquitoes.
That was
No,
the
their
word.
purpose is to spread disease and bring the population down.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. You don't remember the scene in Anger Management where the Buddhist, one of the guys turned into a Buddhist and he was like all peace and he wouldn't hit nobody, won't fight no more. But then they just pissed him off and he started. No?
I didn't see that.
I do not remember that.
That was funny.
I mean,
Adam Sandler goes to confront his old bully, but his old bully is like a peaceful monk now.
bro, to
I
fight
did not
him,
watch
right?
Anger Management.
To fight. No, I remember it now. Well, a little bit. He went to court. They fucking told him, and he had to go to everybody and fucking like try to like ask for forgiveness, I guess, to change. But I don't remember that scene.
Yeah.
I think I only ever saw that
it's the
movie
main
once.
character from Dewey Cox. He's a Buddhist monk, and Adam Sandler pisses him off to the point where he just starts destroying the monastery and chasing him down, trying to fuck him up. It was hilarious.
John C. Reilly.
I love John C. Reilly, bro.
I don't remember that shit. That's weird.
What a talented actor, bro. He doesn't get his fucking flowers enough.
He does some crazy shit too. You remember that shit that he used to do with the Tim and Eric show?
Yes.
That crazy
Yes.
professor with the fucking crazy, like the hair.
That's where the awesome GIF comes from. The mind blown.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. It was a derailment of hell.
we never plugged the pod once again.
Plug it in. We're on Discord. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on IG. Subscribe. Share us. We're out here.
We are at this moment in time 11 subscribers away from 300, which would be our next milestone.
That's
So
insane.
That's fantastic.
give us that sub. Let us hit 300. We want to start doing like some giveaways or something when we're hitting these milestones. I got a bag full of our first round of stickers. I'll send some stickers your way. We'll figure out some way to do that. Maybe I'll get a PO box.
Matter of fact, yeah, we should do some shit like that, where we fucking get like little cups or something with our logo and just give it to the fans. Mm-hmm. Whoever commented first on this or come up with a great thing, share it off. Something. Put it on like
We'll figure out something. We'll
put your
start doing
hands
something,
everything.
I think.
No, I'm not the first person to comment. It's going to be a bot at some point. Like,
It's gonna
We're just gonna have a bot.
It's gonna be Mr. Jeep. Do you remember when he was commenting first on all our videos for a while?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll just give that shit to him in person next time he comes up. He's coming up next weekend.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us this long in the show, this deep, we're at that 2-hour mark, baby. If you stuck with us this far, I appreciate you, man. Hit the like button, share us. Like I said, we appreciate you guys watching. You guys, we do this every week because you guys actually watch and listen and comment. And and we love doing it too. But keep sharing us, man. We need the subscribers. That way we can continue to do this. We don't want to be stuck at 300, 400 for 3 years. That's not a good look.
Yeah, no, our main goal here is 1,000. We want to be able to monetize. We want to be able to push our podcast out there. So at the end of the day, the real number is 1,000. And then we can see what the next step of this podcast looks like.
Yeah, I might actually have to hire real people.
I think the next step is 500, and then we start making our merch. Maybe we start making our merch before that, though. I don't know. Let us know if you would wear some One Up Podcast merch.
Yeah, well, that'd be fire. We'll make some like bikinis, some swim shorts, fucking tank tops, fucking hats, shorts,
some Speedos, some banana hammocks.
We could sell
some flip-flops that have socks pre-installed in them.
some One-Up tampons,
For
One-Up
boofing.
pads.
cock rings.
Yeah, the One-Up cock ring.
Man, that'd be a great
We'll be your
one-up
little
Viagra.
buddy there. We'll be your little buddy there, just willing you along as you're trying to put in your work.
It'll say motivational phrases as you're like thrust.
Oh,
Your girlfriend
man.
would wonder what was different this time. It felt much better.
This time you were a one-up slut.
This time you was a real one-up slut, yeah. But as always, people, go one-up yourself. Peace.